Is it possible for a person to be completely immune from prosecution, no matter what they do? This is the concept of absolute immunity in law. It's a fascinating legal doctrine that provides a protective shield for certain public officials, essentially making them immune from lawsuits in respect to their actions. Now you may wonder, who are these certain officials? They're typically those who need to make critical decisions without the constant fear of legal repercussions. These can include judges, prosecutors, and sometimes even the president, but as you might guess, this concept is not without its controversies. The extent of this immunity and its application often sparks debates, leading to differing interpretations across jurisdictions. The key question here is, should this immunity be absolute or should there be limits to it? This is where things get tricky and contentious. And it's a question that the Supreme Court recently found itself wrestling with. So, absolute immunity is a potent shield, but should it be absolute? The Supreme Court recently had to grapple with this question. The journey to the Supreme Court began with a claim of absolute immunity from none other than a former president. This tale starts with former President Trump asserting his alleged absolute immunity from criminal prosecution. This bold claim, unsurprisingly, sparked controversy and legal battles. The lower courts were the first to consider this assertion. They grappled with the weighty constitutional questions it presented. Was a sitting president truly beyond the reach of criminal law? Could the highest office in the land be a shield against legal accountability? These questions were not resolved in the lower courts. Instead, they were escalated as Trump's legal team appealed the decisions unfavorable to their client. With each appeal, the question of absolute immunity crept closer to the highest court in the land. Finally, the Supreme Court agreed to take up the case. This was a momentous decision, given the profound constitutional implications. The Supreme Court had the power to set a precedent that would shape the future of the presidency and the balance of power in the United States. And so, the stage was set for a landmark Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court's decision on this matter was anxiously awaited, and when it arrived, it sent ripples through the legal world. The highest court of the land, after much deliberation, decided to reject the claim of absolute immunity from criminal prosecution. The key points of their ruling revolved around the principle that no one is above the law, including the president. They reasoned that such an immunity could potentially open the door to unchecked corruption and misuse of power. The implications of this decision are extensive. It sets a precedent that could potentially limit the power of future presidents, thereby reshaping the legal landscape. It also sparks a debate on the balance of power and whether the concept of absolute immunity should exist at all. This decision not only impacts the political sphere, but also holds implications for the ordinary citizen, emphasizing the importance of accountability at all levels of governance. And so the concept of absolute immunity continues to evolve, shaped by the highest court in the land. Remember, in the world of law, nothing is ever truly absolute. Like the video and subscribe my channel.